girls, Mrs. Hanson here. So we are going to do a little bit of math. So we are going to need your My Math book and a pencil. In our My Math book, we are going to need page 603, 604, 605, and 606. So if you guys need to pause it, we need 603 to 606. Those are the 2 pages you need with a pencil. So you guys can write your name at the top. And at the top it says, problem solving acted out. Where do I put it? So what we're going to talk about and what you guys are going to do is when you have, say you have a space, you have stuff lined up and you have a space, so you're like, where should I put this? Should I put it on top of something else or should I put it in the empty space? So that's what these problems are asking us. So for example, up here, where we have, where do I put it? We have 1, 2, 3 shirts and 1, 2 pairs of shoes. So say this little boy needs to put his shoes down. Where would he put his shoes? Hanson has a little block. I'd put them right there, right? That's where our shoes would go. We wouldn't put them on top of another pair of shoes. That'd be silly because we have shirt, shoes, shirt, shoes, shirt. So then he would put his shoes there. So then down here, it has the shoes, an empty spot, and shoes. So we would put, obviously, our shoes right there in that empty spot. So it says, use your cube, which Mrs. Hanson has the cube, to show where the shoes should be placed. Right here, right? Tell where they belong. They belong in between the other 2 pairs of shoes. Now trace the shoes to show where they belong. So what you are going to do right now, those little dotted shoes down there on that bench, you are going to trace those shoes because that's where those shoes belong. The shoes belong in between the other 2 pairs of shoes, right? So just trace those shoes. So we know we have a pair of shoes, the shoes they just put down, and then our other pair of shoes. Make sense? Because there's an empty spot there. We want to put them in the empty spot, right? All right, so when you are done tracing those shoes, you're going to turn it around. And we have a pet show. We have a table with, what are these animals? Cats. And then we have a table over here with dogs. Now, what kind of animal is the little girl holding? A cat, right? So, what table would that cat go on? Would it go on the table with the other cats or would it go on the table with the dogs? It would go on the table with the dogs, right? It would go on the table with the cats, right? Right, because we're going to have a cat table. So all the cats go on one table. So down here, it says use a connecting cube. We're not going to because you guys don't have connecting cubes. All I want you to do is draw the cat where it belongs. So we have a cat, and then a cat. So where would you draw your cat? Draw the kitty where the kitty belongs on the table. Okay, that's all you have to do. Next page. Now we have cubbies. We have a lunchbox, a coat, and looks like a book bag maybe. An empty cubby, a lunchbox, a coat, and a book bag. So this little boy has his coat and his lunchbox. So where would his go? So down here it says use a connecting cube. Remember, we're not doing that. So draw the lunchbox where it belongs. So down here, draw the lunchbox where it belongs, where you think it would go in here. and then tell a friend what 2 things should be placed above the backpacks. So whoever you're with, you're going to say who or where would the backpack or what would go above the backpack. So remember, we have our backpacks here. So what 2 things are placed above the backpacks? So all you're doing down here is drawing the lunchbox where it goes. Got it? Then our backside, we have flower vases. So we have flowers in a vase, flowers in a vase, and flowers. So then remember, we're not using the connecting cubes. So I want you to draw the flowers where they belong. Down here, you're going to draw the flowers, the missing flowers, where that little girl needs to put those flowers. Where do they belong down here? So I want you to draw them in their spot where they belong. That is all you have to do. You just have to draw a couple pictures where things belong. So after you are done, if you want to, you can color those pictures because they're all black and white down here. If you want to, you don't have to. All I'm mostly worried about is that you're putting your cat in the right spot, you're putting your lunchbox in the right spot, and you're putting the flowers in the right spot. And once you are done, you can send that over to me. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.